Hi, my name's Kimma Gurel, and I am Nancy Muller's sister. My niece Sarah and Nancy's husband Willie Muller were all murdered 23 years ago by Chevy Kehoe and Daniel Lee. I have no doubt in my mind that they are the ones who murdered my family, but I don't agree with Daniel Lee being executed. I'm sorry we couldn't be there today, but I'm glad we didn't have to be there today. And thank you all for all the work that you do. And I am going to turn this over to my husband, Lance. He has been beside me every step of the way. And I'm going to let him tell you the rest of the story.
In 1996, Chevy Kehoe traveled from Spokane, Washington to Whit Springs, Arkansas to rob and murder Willie and Nancy Muller. This was part of a plan that they had to rob, to get money to set up a white supremacist community and state in northwest Arkansas. I'm sorry, in the northwest part of the U.S. in Washington and Idaho. Kehoe knew Willie. Willie and Nancy were frequenters of gun shows, and they knew and expected that Willie and Nancy would have guns and cash at their home following a gun show. Along the way, Kehoe recruited Daniel Lee, a pretty much petty criminal with a checkered past. Both were found guilty of the murders, but when the penalty phase came, Chevy Kehoe was sentenced to life without parole, and Daniel Lee was sentenced to death. Chevy Kehoe came to court looking like a clean-cut young man. Daniel Lee is missing an eye and has a swastika tattoo on his neck. Our family was convinced that the sentences were just not fair. It didn't make sense. Kehoe was the mastermind. Lee was just, he was described as the puppy dog who came after him. We were convinced that Daniel Lee received the harsher sentence because of the way he looked. We later found out that there was incorrect information presented about his past that also led the jury to convict him, to sentence him to death for the murders. Our family's been fighting against these sentences for 20-some years. My wife, Kimma, her mother, Erlene Peterson, our daughter, Monica Vallette, have worked over the years to try to bring justice to these cases. We feel like justice was not served and that Daniel Lee should not have been sentenced to die. We want to be sure to thank the legal teams who have worked so tirelessly over the years, and especially over the past few months since these executions were fast-tracked. The habeas project and all the attorneys who've worked to get these stays in place and worked against all odds. Who would have thought that the Supreme Court would come around and even give us a temporary uphold of these stays. So we're encouraged about the future. We hope that as this time goes on, the death penalty will be removed in this case and in all other cases. Thank you very much for the work you do. Anything else, Kimma?
Nope. Thank you again.
So this is YouTube from the road, and I hope you all are having a wonderful forum. Thank you.
Thank you.